Hello everyone. As we continue to get ready for Pesach, I'm going to go right to the davening of the Shlosha Regalim and the 3 Yom Tovs of Pesach, Shavuot, and Sukkot. We have a different middle bracha that we say at Ma'ariv, Shachris, at Musaf, where we add to it, and then at Mincha, which ends with the words מקדש ישראל והזמנים. Baruch Hashem, blessed be you God, מקדש ישראל והזמנים, who sanctifies Israel and these times. The Torah Tamima, Rav Baruch Epstein, who wrote one of the most organized perushim on the Torah called the Torah Tamima. Torah Tamima brings on every pasuk the Midrashei Chazal, what our sages added to it, but he also wrote another book called Makor Baruch, which is the opposite of the Torah Tamima in terms of organization. But in there, one of his thoughts are that this is a mistake. And he makes a fairly compelling case. Number one, the word zmanim does not mean anything that has to do with Yom Tov. It just means times. It can refer to Shabbos, Rosh Chodesh. It can refer to a Sunday. So how does that refer to the Yom Tov that we're sanctifying in that bracha? Number two, halachically, the bracha concluding a passage should refer to the beginning and content of that passage. We start the passage by referring to Yom Tov by name. Chag hamatzot hazeh, Chag Sukkot hazeh, Chag Shavuot hazeh. Why don't we do the same at the end? And number three, that's exactly and precisely what we do on Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. We start by saying that God gave us Yom HaZikaron hazeh, and we end by saying Mekadesh Yisrael v'Yom HaZikaron. Or on Yom Kippur, we say Yom HaKippurim hazeh, and end by saying Mekadesh Yisrael v'Yom HaKippurim. Why is it that on the Shlosha Regalim, Pesach, Shavuot, and Sukkot, we don't follow suit? Mele, if it would have said Mekadesh Yisrael v'Hamoadim, Moed already limits it to the Moadei Hashem, to the special times, but that would include maybe Shabbos and Rosh Chodesh, and obviously it would include Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. And therefore he says, this must be a mistake. What it said was Mekadesh Yisrael, and then in parentheses it said V'hazmanim, and the times, and then you, the davener, should have inserted in the time, namely Chag hamatzot, Chag Shavuot, and Chag Sukkot. And what we got is the wrong bracha. Namely, Rav Baruch Epstein didn't mind that Machzorim were printed way before him, with the Mekadesh Yisrael V'Hazmanim in the Machzer. He says they were all mistaken. Rav Solovetchik, on the other hand, totally and utterly disagreed. And his reason was fascinating. As brought by Rav Shechter in the book Nefesh Harav, in his opinion, Pesach, Shavuos, and Sukkot are the same. They are one Kedushat Hayom, one sanctity of the day, just at different times during the year, 3 in number. Unlike Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, shekol echad me'otam hayomim tovim yesh lahem kedushat hayom bifnei atzmo. They are their own Yom Tov, with their own halachos. Ma she'en ken gimel regalim, the 3 regalim, as they're called, 3 regalim, lekulam yesh ota kedushat hayom b'shaveh. They have the same sanctity of the day. Ela keshechala ota kedushat hayom b'chodesh ha'aviv. Nohagim bo dinei Pesach. When it comes, this time comes out in the spring, the laws of Pesach apply. And after the 49 days of Sfira, Nohagim bo dinei Shavuos. And in the 7th month, namely of Tishrei, Nohagim bo dinei Sukkot. And what's his proof? There's an Isser in the Torah called Bal Te'acher. If you made some sort of a vow to bring sacrifices to the Beis HaMikdash, you're not allowed to be late. What is late? Lo ya'acher leshalemo. The 3 regalim. So as you can see, the Torah views them as one. And Tahare kol gimel regalim mahavim sidra achat ושייכים ההדדי ומצורפים יחד. And therefore he says the proper ending is you sanctified Israel and the times, because the times are 3. It just happens to be that we're at one of the 3. So at the beginning of the bracha we mention which of the 3 we're at, but at the end of the bracha we say you sanctified Israel and this Kedushat Hayom, which comes out 3 times a year. Rav Solovetchik brought a proof from Baal Ta'acher. Can we bring a proof to the Torah Tamima? There is a very interesting halacha that the Bir Halacha, the Mishnah Berurah, the Chofetz Chaim brings regarding the laning on the 2nd day of Pesach, the first day of Sukkot outside of Israel, the first 2 days of Sukkot, which is the laning from Parshat Emor, talking about all the Yom Tovim, starting with Pesach, ending all the way at the end of Sukkot. If for some reason or another you actually skipped over part of it, the Chazan, the Baal Koreh read, but he read from the wrong place. He says it's not the end of the world. However, he says, that's only if you didn't skip over the psukim about Sukkot on Sukkot. But if you did, you have to read over. Same thing on Pesach. If you skipped over that particular Yontiv's psukim in that Kriyas HaTorah, you have to go back. So on the other hand, if you skipped over the Pesach psukim on Sukkot, it's not so bad, and vice versa. From here we can deduce that they're different, because if they were all the same, on the same level, anything you skip would be no good. You have to portray that they're the same Kedushat Hayom, just divided into 3. But as you could see, if you skip part of it, it's not a problem as long as you don't skip that particular day. So obviously Rav Solovetchik disagreed with this partially. He said if you skipped over the Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur psukim on Pesach, not such a terrible thing. But if you skip over any of the 3 regalim, it is a problem. Why? Because they are all the same Kedushat Hayom. You gave the people listening half the story. And therefore he said, in his opinion, you have to go ahead and repeat if you left out any iota of the Shlosha regalim. So as you could see, one word in our machzer, vehazmanim, that we say at Kiddush and we say in the Shmoneh Esrei, caused a major machlokus between 2 achronim in the 20th century. Is it a mistake or is it not? And more precisely, are all the 3 regalim part of the same sanctity of the day, or are they different inherently one from the other?
עבדים היינו לפרעה במצרים ויוציאנו משם ביד חזקה וכל המרבה לספר ביציאת מצרים 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 הרייז משיבח הרייז משיבח